Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Formula 1 kicks off in Bahrain this weekend, but it is not the only racing series getting going. We also have Formula 2 and Formula 3, both going back to a two-race format. Now, we will look at the Formula 2 grid later in the week, but today, let's take a look at the Formula 3 2022 grid. I may throw in some predictions at the end, so maybe you should too, and don't forget to subscribe. Now we are going team through team, starting at the bottom. Van Amersfoort Racing. The Dutch team have existed since the mid-70s and have had a lot of success in recent years. They are taking the place of HWA Race Labs for 2022, and Mexican Rafael Villagomez is staying on for the team, hoping to do better than the 0 points he scored in 2021 for HWA. Joining him is Reese Ushijima, the American-Japanese driver racing under a British licence. Just call him Mr. International. Seriously, his mum's American, dad's Japanese, he's racing for Britain, his nan's Moldovan, a couple of uncles from Vanuatu, and a second cousin from Peru. He basically has the home advantage every other race, and he did a respectable job in British F3 last year with High-Tech. The final driver for Van Amersfoort is Argentine Franco Colapinto, a driver I have high hopes for. The 2019 Spanish F4 champion has finished third in Toyota Racing Series, Formula Renault Euro Cup, Asian Le Mans Series, and he also took a couple of wins last year's Formula Regional European Series. Colapinto is really good, but all three of these drivers will be scrapping for the odd point here and there, as Van Amersfoort find their feet in this series. I do think Franco Colapinto will be the best of them though. Carlin finished last in 2021, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do better than the 25 points they managed to score. Zach O'Sullivan has finished in the top 2 of every series he has raced in. Before you get excited, he has only raced in 3 different series: Ginetta Juniors, British F4, and last year he went on to win the British Formula 3 Championship. Don't expect the same level of performance here. Joining him are Spanish, American, Guatemalan. Seriously, guys, choose a country. Brad Benavides has done very little of note in his very young career. His best finish is 6th in the Euro Formula. And I mean his best race finish, not his best championship finish. He's never managed to put a whole year together in any single series, and I doubt he'll see out the Formula 3 season. He is out of his depth. Unlike teammate Enzo Trulli, the son of former Formula 1 driver Jarno Trulli, Enzo has already won the UAE F4 series in 2021. He also scored a few podiums in last year's Euro Formula series. Carlin needs to do better, and Trulli and Sullivan look like they could be an upgrade. Genza Motorsport. Ido Cohen is running out of chances. I thought he was a talent to watch after seeing him in the Motorsport Games in 2019, but he has flattered to deceive ever since. I once said he was the best Israeli race driver ever. A bit premature as it turns out, he's not really any better than Roy Nissany. He scored no points for Carlin in Formula 3 last year, he didn't do anything in Formula Regional European, and he wasn't great in Formula Regional Asia this year either. He needs to score points. He is joined by a couple of Finns. It feels like Nico Kari has been around forever, and yet he's just 22. He took wins in the old Formula 3 European Series, as well as GP3. He had a few races in Formula 2 in 2018, and is returning to Formula 3 for the first time since 2019, when he finished 12th for Trident. It doesn't say a lot that his career hasn't progressed since 2019. William Aratalo, who is a Finnish Ethiopian. He's taken wins at Formula 4 level, but hasn't really done much in his career. Lackluster lineup for Genza. My prediction is they'll finish last. Campos Racing. The Spanish team have grabbed a couple of young Spaniards for 2022. David Vidales comes with some hype behind him, and you can see why. 6th in Formula Renault Euro Cup. What a legend. He won a race in Formula Regional European last year, but really, midfield at best. Same is true of Pepe Marti, but he has backed it up with results. 3rd with Campos in the Spanish F4 series, before finishing runner-up in the Formula Regional Asia. For me, he is the Spaniard to watch. Hunter Yini takes the 3rd seat, only 16 years old, had a few Formula 3 races last year with Charus. Will be looking to gain experience, which may be true of all three, but Marti and Vidales could take wins, and you'd never expect with Spanish race drivers. High-Tech Grand Prix. Getting into the higher placed teams, we have High-Tech and 3 new drivers for the team. Kalen Frederick decided to head to Europe rather than continue competing in America, and he has had some success on the way to Formula 3, winning the British Formula 3 series in 2020. He got a few Formula 3 drives last year and even scored points. This is a much better opportunity for the American German. Isaac Hadjar is a damn good driver. He has won in every series he has raced. 3rd in French F4 in 2020, 5th in Formula Regional European in 2021, and 3rd in Formula Regional Asia earlier this year. He is one to watch in 2022. Finally, we have the first Malaysian to race in Formula 3. Nazim has had race wins in British Formula 3 and Euro Formula. This may be a tough ask for him, but boats out on this one. Charus Racing Systems. The Czech team went through 6 drivers last year, so I don't hold out much hope for this lot to stay in this racing all season long. They're going to have to glue themselves to the car. Ayrton Simmons did a couple of races for the team at Sochi last year to no success, but he did finish runner-up in British Formula 3 and he does have some talent. Not as much as Ayrton Senna, but still. Laszlo Toff raced the majority of last year for Campos and finished 32nd of 35. He'll be the first one out, no hope for Toff. You'll be seeing him in TCR somewhere soon. Finally, Italian Francesco Pizzi. He was UAE F4 champion in 2020 and finished runner-up in F4 Italy that same year, but he did nothing in Formula Regional European last year, and he'll get similar results here. Charus will struggle and drop down the field. I think they'll find points hard to come by. MP Motorsport. Another Dutch team and one that has already run into some issues, having given a race seat to Russian Alex Smolia for a third attempt at Formula 3. And now, in a Haas-like U-turn, they've sacked him, and as yet have not named a replacement. I have no idea who will be brought in. Maybe Matteo Nannini. He doesn't seem to have a drive anywhere for 2022. As for the other two, Kush Maini is the younger brother of Arjun Maini, who at least got to race in Formula 2. We could see a similar career trajectory for Kush, as results have been uninspiring. Caio Collet is one of the best talents in the field. He has talent, and he did well for the team in this series in 2021. Another year and more progress, surely. I'm thinking wins and a Formula 2 drive for Collet, so last and Tesco's then. ART Grand Prix. I think they have the best team all round. 3 very capable drivers. Juan Manuel Correa is not the driver he was previously. Whether it's injury related, fitness related or confidence, it may just need time, and another year with the same team may be the best thing for him. Swiss driver Gregoire Saucy is an awesome talent. Last year's Formula Regional champion is definitely on the rise, and moving to Formula 3 with the same team is the best way to get stuck in at this level. Victor Martins is the best talent in the field and a title contender. He pulled off some great overtakes last year and he is guaranteed wins in 2022. He won at Zandvoort last year, and the Alpine back driver is one of my tips for success. You'll see him in Formula 2 in 2023, and I think he has a good chance of getting a Formula 1 seat at some point in the near future. We may be looking at Fernando Alonso's eventual replacement. Prima Racing. Usually the team to beat. They lost out to Trident last year and will be looking for vengeance. Ollie Caldwell and Dennis Hager have been jettisoned to Formula 2, so Oliver Behrman has come out of nowhere as one to watch for the future. In 2021 he dominated Formula 4, winning championships in both Italy and Germany. He raced in a few rounds of Formula Regional Asia this year and took a podium, whilst also winning a race in the British F3 last year. He is going to be a race winner in 2022. American Jack Crawford came 3rd in Euro Formula last year despite only racing in half the races, but he has struggled at this level, only finishing 13th last year with high tech and a single podium at Spa. He may be the weakest of the 3 Prema drivers, but he should still be a top 10 finisher in 2022. Arthur Leclerc didn't have the best first year. He was last of the 3 Prema trio, but did take 2 wins. Since then, he has won the Formula Regional Asia Championship with ease and should bring that momentum into Formula 3. Arthur Leclerc should be a title challenger. In fact, he has to be if he wants to join brother Charles in Formula 1. And Prema are always tough to beat. Trident. Well, they've lost Clement Novalak and Jack Doohan to Formula 2 and David Schumacher to DTM. So a new team for last year's team's champions, Trident. Roman Stanek was a busy boy last year. He scored points in Formula Regional Asia, got a couple of podiums in Formula 3 and even took a win in Euro Formula. Midfield talent at best. Johnny Edgar scored the majority of Carlin's points last year and is a former ADAC Formula 4 champion and could find some success with Trident in 2022. Final driver we are looking at today is Barbadian racing driver Zane Maloney. Name another race driver born in Barbados. Oh wait. He was the 2019 British F4 Series champion, but since then he has been more of a midfield runner, He only managed a couple of podiums in the Euro Formula Series in 2020, but did take a win on the way to 4th in the Formula Regional European Championship last year. Overall, I think Trident will struggle to win the team championship again, but there could be wins for the team. I think all three drivers are at least pretty good, if not interstellar levels. I'm unsure on Trident, could go either way. So that was all 10 teams and so far 29 drivers. Honestly, there's usually a lot of chopping and changing in Formula 3, so this could be completely different by round 2. For my predictions, I'm thinking a season-long battle between Victor Martins and Arthur Leclerc, with Oliver Behrman, Caio Collet and Johnny Edgar being the best of the rest, with Prema regaining their team's championship crown. But I'm going for Victor Martins as champion. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe. Lots of videos planned this week. Leave a like and tell your friends. Thank you for watching and have a good one.